Hello everyone. Welcome back to Ruby Tarot. Thank you so much for always following and supporting the channel. The moment you're watching this video is the perfect time for you to receive this message. On this channel, I always bring you messages about what's about to happen in your life. When you open your heart and believe in positive things, you're also connecting to a parallel world where your wishes have already come true. Today, through this reading, I hope to help you unlock future possibilities and support you on your journey to finding love and manifesting your desires. Today, I want to bring you a reading with the theme, what will soon come to light. As usual, this will be a 3-pile reading. I've selected 3 cards, corresponding to Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Listen to your intuition and choose the card that draws you in the most. Then, click the timestamp in the description box to jump directly to your reading. Now, let's begin the reading for those of you who have already made your choice. Hello to those of you who chose Pile 1. Thank you for waiting. Now, I'll begin the reading for those who selected the first pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. With the theme being what will soon come to light, let's first take a look at your current situation. It seems like there's something in your life that's tied to a specific time frame, something that has been divinely timed or predetermined. For example, one of the cards here points to a period within 1 year. This suggests that there's something you feel must be completed or achieved within a year, or it may be something you've set your heart on accomplishing during this time frame. It could be a plan you've laid out, or simply a sense that something in your life needs more structure, needs to take clearer shape in the near future. At the same time, I sense that you're feeling a desire to be more active, to take bolder steps. And this energy seems to be linked to a dream or goal that you've been working toward. There's a growing determination within you to move forward, and it's as if something inside is awakening, a part of you that knows it's time to make things happen. You're longing for an environment, or a state of being, that allows you to give your all, a set of favorable conditions that empowers you to act more decisively in pursuit of your dream. It may also be that you've reached a point where you feel that within the next year, you must accomplish this goal. There's a strong sense of determination surrounding this. What stands out in this reading is that the 5 of Swords appears in both your current energy and your subconscious. This card often points to feelings of comparison, conflict, or the sense of losing out when you look at others. You may be comparing yourself to someone or to a certain group and feeling like you're not good enough, not as prominent, or somehow at a disadvantage. On the other hand, there's also a possibility that you're actually in a position of advantage in a relationship or a certain situation. In terms of winning or losing, you might be the one who has come out ahead, but for some reason it doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't bring the joy or sense of victory you thought it would. This card often speaks of victories that don't bring true fulfillment, or of situations where one party is in a higher position while the other is at a disadvantage, creating imbalance or making it difficult to maintain a healthy connection. Another message that comes through strongly in this pile is the theme of sharing and division. It seems that, at present, you may be in a situation where sharing, whether it's emotions, responsibilities, or mutual understanding, is proving to be challenging. Perhaps you feel that no one truly understands you, or maybe you yourself haven't yet felt ready or willing to open your heart. Overall, in Pile 1, I sense a deeply introspective process unfolding, a space where you're wrestling between achieving what you desire and maintaining connection and fairness in your relationships. With the appearance of the Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, I feel that you are genuinely yearning for something peaceful, harmonious, and stable. There is a longing within you for ease and serenity. However, the reality surrounding you seems to contradict that wish. It could be a situation filled with tension, inequality, or something that's making you feel unbalanced and out of alignment. Another possibility is that you may be in a situation where, in order to achieve what you want, a goal, a dream, you feel you have no choice but to hurt someone or to walk a path that you already know will leave someone behind. Perhaps it's not intentional, but because you're so focused on your direction, you're no longer clearly seeing what's happening around you. Some of you may even be feeling temporarily lost or caught up in a surge of motivation and urgency without taking a moment to assess the bigger picture. In general, this seems to be a time when your inner world is especially intense, perhaps even driven by a powerful, unrelenting energy. That, in itself, paints a vivid picture of your current emotional landscape. Now, let's move on to what's been weighing on your mind. The spread includes the cards, 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Prince of Swords, and 3 Oracle cards. Looking at this, one thing stands out clearly. Although you have the motivation and a strong inner drive urging you to move forward, you still feel stuck, as if you're unable to take the actions you truly want to take. You may be struggling to make a decision, or you could be entangled in complex situations involving your environment, relationships, or practical conditions around you. The Eight of Cups indicates that you're standing on the threshold of a turning point. You know deep down that you need to walk away, to choose a new path, a new chapter for yourself. And yet, something is holding you back from making that move. It could be fear, a lack of support, or simply the uncertainty of what lies ahead. One of the oracle cards delivers a very clear message: take action. And yet, that very action is what seems to be troubling you. You may feel that you're not capable of taking the necessary steps, or perhaps you are already trying to move forward, but you're not receiving the support you hoped for from others. It's also possible that you feel alone, as if no one is truly walking this path with you, or that you're being left behind on your own journey. Overall, this is a period where you seem to be caught between two forces. On one side, a strong motivation to move ahead, and on the other, the barriers that make you hesitate, doubt, and feel isolated along the way. Of course, the specifics of the situation will differ for each of you who chose pile 1, so this message may take on its own unique shades depending on your personal circumstances. However, another card that appears in this reading speaks of being in the flow, meaning that you are currently within a sequence of events or a process that cannot be paused or stopped immediately. When I look at this card, I get the image of a pioneer, someone stepping into uncharted territory, doing something no one has done before, or embarking on a new and challenging path. You may also be facing a situation where others are expecting you to produce results, and that expectation is creating immense pressure. It could be that you're placing these high expectations on yourself, or perhaps you've been assigned a role in which success is not optional. These pressures are contributing to the weight you're currently carrying. In addition, the Judgment card appears alongside the Ten of Swords. This combination often speaks to matters of physical or emotional health. You may have a strong desire to move forward, to take action, but your body might not be able to keep up with the pace you're demanding. Alternatively, you could be in a period of recovery, emerging from a collapse, burnout, or a phase of deep exhaustion. It's also possible that you're waiting for release, some kind of sign or opportunity to arrive, but it just hasn't come yet. That prolonged waiting may be causing you anxiety, restlessness, and is likely one of the major sources of your mental turmoil right now. Now, let's move on to what's lying beneath the surface, your unconscious thoughts or what's hidden deep within your subconscious mind. The first card that appears is the Moon, accompanied once again by the Five of Swords, which we discussed earlier. Additional cards include the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and 3 Oracle cards. The Moon suggests that, in your subconscious, you are feeling unclear, anxious, and unsure of the path ahead. You're currently navigating a state where things aren't fully illuminated, like walking through fog. This uncertainty is leaving you feeling uneasy, because you don't know where things are headed, and you can't tell whether the steps you're taking are right or wrong. At the same time, it seems that deep within, you are yearning to learn how to trust yourself more. The card that brings the message of turning inward suggests you are seeking to build confidence in your own intuition, in your feelings, in the voice within you. The Six of Pentacles carries the energy of giving and receiving, indicating that a part of you longs for balance, fairness, and mutual exchange. You want to be able to share, or to receive support and care from others. However, the repeated presence of the Five of Swords again emphasizes your concern about imbalance and inequality in relationships. There is a lingering fear of unfairness or being placed in situations where true reciprocity is lacking. The Knight of Cups is once again a symbol of sincere emotions, a bearer of messages from the heart. This suggests that within you, there always exists a deep desire to love, to connect in a gentle and profound way, even if outwardly you may be forced to appear strong, competitive, or under pressure. Overall, your subconscious holds many overlapping layers of emotion, anxiety intertwined with a longing to trust, a yearning to be loved and recognized, all while facing the pressures and uncertainties of reality. Both cards that appear in this reading evoke the imagery of the night, clearly reflecting a quiet, deep, and somewhat silent state within you. On a subconscious level, you may be yearning for a tranquil space, a peaceful place where you can slowly reflect, calmly face your true emotions, and simply allow yourself to just be. In addition, I sense that you are also harboring a desire to entrust or delegate something, as if you long to lean on someone, to lay down your burdens, or simply to allow yourself not to have to carry everything alone anymore. The next 2 cards further illuminate this sentiment. They convey messages of sharing, division, and mutual support. It's not just about one giving and the other receiving, but rather both being in a state of balance. You seem to be yearning for a relationship or a situation in which giving and receiving occur in a fair and harmonious way. You want to receive what is truly deserved for the efforts you've invested, whether that be recognition, affection, rewards, or simply respect. The need to feel acknowledged seems to be one of your deepest longings at the moment, even if you've never spoken it aloud. The Knight of Cups appears once more, and this time, its energy evokes a longing to escape from tension and pressure. You may be feeling as though you're constantly living in a state of alertness, always needing to weigh each step carefully, and you are growing weary from it all. It's also possible that you've become overly cautious, too guarded, to the point that it's preventing you from moving forward with ease and natural flow. Deep down, perhaps you're yearning for reassurance, someone or something to tell you, it's okay, you can do this, or just go ahead, everything will be all right. In essence, deep within your subconscious, you are seeking comfort, a source of support, a word of encouragement, something that allows you to feel lighter, more confident, and to be your authentic self in a natural and effortless way. Next comes the card bearing the message "Live in the Present." When placed beside the Knight of Cups, I sense that you may be yearning for the chance to express yourself more clearly, to bring forth your innate abilities and talents in an environment that feels more aligned with who you are. It's also possible that you've become too busy, too swept up in the relentless rhythm of time, to the point where you've started to forget what your original purpose was. Deep in your subconscious, there remains a part of you that still believes, I can make that dream come true. I can live by doing what I truly love. Even if you are currently in a highly competitive environment, or a field that constantly imposes comparison, rivalry, or one in which talent isn't always recognized, the innermost part of you still knows that you hold something valuable, something truly special. And the card Perfect Timing has appeared to emphasize this message. The universe is letting you know that the moment when all conditions align, when you can truly step forward and shine, is drawing near. The final pieces are gradually falling into place, and that moment is on its way. Your subconscious has already sensed this, and now the signs around you are beginning to affirm it as well. All of it, the gifts you carry within, the dreams you've been nurturing, even the quiet beliefs you haven't yet been able to name, are beginning to come into the light. The time will come when you can live as your truest self, fully and effortlessly. Next, let's take a look at your current desires and aspirations. The cards that have appeared include the Princess of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Eight of Wands, along with messages from the Oracle deck. One of the most striking themes that emerges from these cards is the element of speed, a sense of urgency, swiftness, or something you're eager to complete quickly. You may be in a situation where you feel the need to get something done soon, or to achieve a certain goal within a specific time frame. As mentioned earlier, having a deadline or a fixed point in time seems to be a recurring element within your subconscious as well. The Two of Wands suggests that you are standing at a crossroads, either needing to choose between two paths, or perhaps desiring to pursue both opportunities simultaneously. Deep within, there may be hesitation, a fear that choosing the wrong direction could lead to failure, with consequences that might impact your stability, your life, or the foundations you've been working hard to build. This reveals a clear longing. You are yearning for results, hoping for something to unfold as soon as possible. The presence of the Eight of Wands reinforces this even more. This is the card of speed, of fast-moving energy, of rapid communication and momentum. You might be waiting eagerly for an announcement, a decision, or a specific outcome, hoping that it arrives quickly. Alongside this, the Princess of Swords reflects a heightened sense of vigilance, a state of mentally tracking, watching, always alert and expecting something to happen. Among the accompanying oracle cards, one conveys the message that the situation will soon improve. This reflects a deep desire within you to shift your current circumstances towards something more positive, more stable, and better aligned with your aspirations. It's possible that you are not only hoping for change, but also seeking to actively create it yourself. Rather than simply waiting, you may be looking for ways to set things in motion. Some of you may be striving for financial or material stability, or aiming to establish a stronger foundation for your life. As mentioned earlier, waiting for news, a letter, an announcement, a result of some kind, seems to be one of your pressing concerns. It could be something with the power to completely alter your current situation, opening the door to a new chapter. The cards appearing here collectively express anticipation, eagerness, and a deep longing to step into a new phase, one where everything is clear, stable, and progressing in alignment with the true desires of your heart. Additionally, These cards reveal a very clear longing. You wish to feel at ease. The desire to experience peace, a sense of inner safety and mental calmness. This stands out as a deep, heartfelt part of your current aspirations. The feeling of being able to trust, to finally exhale with relief, is perhaps what you are longing for the most right now. Next, we move into the realm of what is soon to be revealed, truths that will soon become clear to you. The cards drawn in this section include the Seven of Wands, the Moon with a clarifying card, the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups paired with the High Priestess, and finally, the Five of Wands alongside the Two of Cups. The overarching message of these cards reveals a significant insight. You may be on the verge of realizing that someone you once believed to be in opposition to you, someone you thought was against you, may not have been so at all. It's possible that previous conflict, misunderstanding, or the sense of resistance you felt stemmed more from inner anxieties than from the actual intentions of the other person. The Seven of Wands often symbolizes a defensive stance, the need to stand your ground and protect your perspective. When combined with the Moon, a card representing fears, illusions, and things hidden from view, the message becomes a gentle reminder. What you believe to be true may have been a projection of fear rather than reality. The appearance of the Six of Pentacles alongside these cards suggests a rebalancing is at hand, an emergence of fairness, reciprocity, and harmony within a relationship. The Ace of Cups paired with the High Priestess opens a gateway into deeper emotional and spiritual realms. It indicates that there may have been a sincere, heartfelt connection offered to you by someone, but for some reason, you hadn't yet been able to recognize or fully receive it. That clarity is now approaching. Compassion, kindness, or support may have always been there, but you may not have felt safe enough to welcome it in. The High Priestess also signals a reawakening of your intuition. You are beginning to trust your inner knowing more deeply, and through that, you'll come to clearly recognize who your true allies are. The Five of Wands and the Two of Cups come together to illuminate a powerful message. The conflicts, misunderstandings, or feelings of competition you may be experiencing do not necessarily stem from hostility. Instead, they might simply be the result of differing perspectives or ways of understanding a situation. What may feel like tension or resistance could, in truth, be a misalignment in communication or perception. Ultimately, resolution, connection, and mutual understanding are on the horizon. The Two of Cups symbolizes harmony, cooperation, trust, and the mutual flow of energy between two people. Whether this applies to a romantic relationship, a partnership at work, or a significant personal connection, the card brings a message of reconciliation and emotional reciprocity. In other words, the truth that is about to be revealed is this: you are not alone, you are not being rejected, and many of the fears you've carried may have been rooted in simple misunderstandings. Support, companionship, even affection has always been there. It's just that you haven't fully seen it until now, and finally, the light begins to shine on it. Additionally, with the presence of the Moon and the Six of Pentacles, the message deepens. The Moon represents illusion, emotional undercurrents, and the unknown, elements that may have left you feeling uncertain, lost, or disconnected from clarity. Paired with the Six of Pentacles, which speaks of balance, generosity, and the act of giving and receiving, this combination suggests that what was once hidden or elusive is now beginning to reveal itself. The currents you once couldn't grasp are taking form, becoming visible and understandable. You are moving out of a fog and into a space where truth, fairness, and mutual energy exchange are possible. There is also a message that what you believe to be broken may not have truly fallen apart. It's possible you will come to realize that someone has been quietly working behind the scenes, rebuilding, repairing, or trying to restore something. Whether it's an action or a person, even if you haven't been able to see it, someone has still been trying for you. You will come to understand that things are not as bad as you once thought. There has been no true destruction, no irreversible collapse. When the Ace of Cups appears alongside the High Priestess, the message deepens into one of emotional and intuitive confirmation. You are right. There is a strong possibility that you will receive clarity that the actions you've taken, the choices you've made, were exactly what needed to happen. This may come as a sign from the universe, or perhaps a message from someone, affirming that your current thoughts are valid, that your reasoning is sound. A truth is coming to light, a result, a message, or an important piece of news that helps you see clearly. You are not on the wrong path. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and moving in a direction that aligns with your true self. Additionally, this message grants permission. You will come to understand that you are allowed to act on the direction you have been considering. You can move forward with the path you are choosing. It is not wrong, and there is no need to second-guess yourself anymore. And one more thing. You will come to realize that even throughout the recent difficult period, even when everything seemed fragile or uncertain, you were, in truth, holding it all together. You remained steady, grounded, and resilient. Nothing truly collapsed. What you once believed to be lost may, in fact, still be there, intact, untouched, or gently held and preserved by someone on your behalf. Things that seemed broken may still be whole, or perhaps they were never broken at all. These are the realizations that will soon come to light. The truth will be revealed, and the worries you've carried for so long may turn out to be far less serious than you once believed. What I sense is that you're beginning to see the flow now, to recognize the process that has been unfolding all along. And what's most important is that things are progressing in a positive direction, because you can now feel and perceive this movement. Even the things you once thought needed to be fixed or changed may no longer require such adjustments. You are now standing at the threshold of a new beginning, ready to step into a new direction, without needing to drastically alter anything. Among the many things coming your way, there is one particular case, almost like a special possibility, related to your name. Perhaps at some point you thought, I need to change my name in order to move forward. But in truth, even if you don't make that change, you can still continue on your path. You can still begin anew, still progress in a positive direction. It seems that this is an answer to the doubts you've been carrying, that you don't need to worry too much or pressure yourself into making a drastic change. In addition, the appearance of the Five of Wands and the Two of Cups reinforces this message. While the Five of Wands can traditionally represent conflict or competition, in this context, it speaks more to overcoming opposition, emerging as the one who rises above the challenge. The Two of Cups, meanwhile, brings in the energy of harmony, connection, and mutual understanding. It is a clear reminder that you are not alone. As I've shared before, you are not isolated. Someone is beside you, supporting you. And now you may suddenly come to a realization. Oh, they were here all along, and I just hadn't noticed. This insight may arrive quietly, but it carries the warmth of presence, the comfort of unseen companionship, and the reassurance that you are supported in ways you hadn't fully recognized until now. At the same time, this also brings forth an opportunity for reconciliation, a chance for both sides to express their perspectives sincerely through honest and respectful communication. As a result, the relationship can shift in a much more positive and harmonious direction. And there's something more. I sense that one of the overarching themes here is sharing. Once again, this theme makes its presence known. The idea of being able to share with someone, to find soul-level resonance with another person, is coming through very clearly. You may soon meet a true companion, someone who walks beside you with depth and understanding. It could be a life partner or someone whose presence hints at a profound and meaningful connection. Moreover, because the Five of Wands has appeared, there's also a possibility that this connection might grow from someone already within your circle, a close friend, someone from your group, gradually evolving into a romantic relationship. There's a gentle progression here, from camaraderie and shared struggles into intimacy and emotional closeness. What begins as a shared wavelength may deepen into something beautifully unexpected. Moreover, from the cards currently present, there is a strong indication that you'll come out victorious in a certain competition or challenging situation. And what's truly significant is this: you will be the one who is chosen. I recall that the Five of Swords may have appeared earlier, and depending on how it shows up in a reading, its meaning can shift, either representing the victor or the one who feels defeated. But if you were the one who once felt like you had lost, if you've experienced disappointment, regret, or the sense that winning was beyond your reach, then what you're now facing is a turning point, a reversal of roles. Your position is changing. And the moment you begin to perceive this shift, you'll realize something powerful. The person who is being chosen, the one others truly gravitate toward from a place of sincerity, that person is you. Even if you had previously believed yourself to be overlooked or left behind, the truth is far from that. What the cards are revealing is a transformation in your perception and reality, one where you discover that you were never the one losing. Quite the opposite, in fact. You are stepping into the role of the one who is seen, valued, and embraced. This is the deeper message that the tarot is offering you now. Next comes a message from the Oracle deck. The first card that appeared is Parents. Accompanying this theme, I also sense the presence of two tarot cards, the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess. However, for those who feel this message does not resonate at all, please feel free to let it go. Not every message is meant for everyone. If there is something within your parents' relationship that continues to influence you in the present, these cards point toward a significant shift in awareness. Perhaps, in the past, you thought you would never choose that kind of path, that such a dynamic held no appeal for you. But now, you're beginning to realize that your perspective has shifted. Let's take an example, just an illustration. Perhaps you grew up in a home where your parents were not happy together. Because of that, you may have told yourself that you would never get married, or even if you did have a partner, you believed love couldn't last, that everything eventually ends. These beliefs may have taken root deep in your consciousness, leading you to feel that you could never embrace that kind of life or walk that kind of path. But now, something within you is softening, transforming. The Ace of Cups suggests an emotional awakening, a new beginning in the heart. The High Priestess speaks of inner knowing, of quiet realizations that arise from within. Together, they suggest that you are beginning to see love, partnership, or even family in a new light, one that is more intuitive, more emotionally attuned, and no longer shaped solely by past pain. But now, something new is unfolding. You are beginning to feel that perhaps it isn't so bad after all, that maybe, just maybe, you do want to choose something like that. And most importantly, you're realizing that you have become the person who is capable of making that choice, not rejecting it, not turning it away. What once felt distant or out of reach is now starting to look like a possibility you could actually touch. That is the message these cards are conveying. This is just one example, and I invite you to receive it as a tone, a symbolic feeling rather than a literal situation. The deeper message being communicated here is this. Through the things you've witnessed, through the experiences you've moved through, there may have been something you once rejected or turned away from. But now, you are reaching a point where your heart is ready to open and receive it. And because the central theme of this message revolves around parental love, it's very possible that what you are now learning to receive is that very love, or, at the very least, the realization that it has always been there. Additionally, there is also the possibility that you are carrying within you certain talents inherited from your parents, and now is the time when you are beginning to recognize them. For instance, in the imagery presented on the card, there is a depiction of a couple making music together, a symbol of harmony and creativity. This could be pointing to the idea that you, too, may be stepping into something related to music, the arts, or some other creative expression. And as you begin to immerse yourself in this, you might discover that you have more talent than you previously believed, or you may uncover a new potential within yourself, one that surprises and excites you. In addition, another card has appeared, Rest and Rejuvenation, accompanied by increasing radiance. These cards speak to a kind of inner renewal, a revitalization that begins from within. Your outer appearance may become more luminous, more youthful, more magnetic. You begin to draw attention in a way that feels positive and uplifting. There's a quiet glow emerging from within you, signaling a fresh start, a reawakening of your natural radiance. It is no longer about a kind of prominence that makes you feel self-conscious or want to hide. Instead, you're beginning to embrace it with positivity and confidence. This marks a phase in which you're truly starting to believe in yourself, feeling that you are worthy of the light you carry within. Moreover, the appearance of the path-opening card serves as a clear sign that the road you've longed to walk is beginning to reveal itself. You may come to realize that there is indeed a route, a turn, or a passage leading you toward the direction you've genuinely desired. Alternatively, it could be that this very path is gradually being cleared. The blocks and knots that once felt impossible to untangle are now beginning to loosen. And, because they are loosening, you're finally able to move forward. The things you once thought were too difficult, too overwhelming to overcome, now, they begin to break apart. You realize that, in fact, you can get through them. And once you start taking action, you'll notice how smoothly and effortlessly things unfold, far more so than you had expected. It's as if you're stepping into the current of flowing opportunities, and in the very act of engaging with them, you begin to say to yourself, "Hey, I'm actually doing well. I can do this." It turns out it's not as hard as I thought. These realizations will naturally arise, carried by the tide of positive energy that surrounds you. And then there's something else that becomes unmistakably clear: success. Not something vague or distant, but something tangible, something you can truly see, something you can clearly feel. You'll come to the recognition that you are, indeed, moving toward real success. Alongside all of this, there is a deeper message emerging this time: the act of creation. You are being guided toward the formation, the birth, of something that carries your personal mark. It could be a project, an idea, a product, or a piece of creative work, something with shape, with substance, something that can be touched by reality. And more than anything, you come to the realization, I really can do this. I can create this. That feeling, the confidence, the quiet satisfaction with yourself, is exactly what is arriving for you now. And then comes the Lenormand deck. The cards drawn this time include the Rider, the Snake, the House, the Birds, the Key, and the Heart. The first message that comes through this combination is this. You'll come to see clearly that this person truly has no interest. That is, a misunderstanding will finally be brought into the light. The truth of the situation will reveal itself, and with that, clarity will replace confusion. This ties into the presence of the Five of Wands, which appeared earlier. For instance, in the context of a romantic situation, you may have believed that the person you care about was actually directing their attention towards someone else. You may have thought, he must like her, not me. But the truth is, that assumption was entirely off base. You'll come to realize that your interpretation was mistaken, that the thoughts you once had were not aligned with reality at all, and in fact, this person has no interest in the other individual whatsoever. What I want to emphasize here is this. You will come to understand that you had drawn a flawed conclusion, and this, surprisingly, is a piece of good news for you. It reveals that this person's heart is actually turned toward you. I've mentioned this before. You are the one being chosen, the one they are moving toward. And now, that message is once again being affirmed, this time with even greater clarity. The presence of the House and the Heart cards also carries a deeply emotional layer of meaning. You are being loved, not only by the person involved in your romantic story, but also by your family, by those who hold you dearest. Even if there were misunderstandings, emotional wounds, or unresolved tension in your relationship with your parents or family members, these difficulties are now beginning to soften. The relationship is showing signs of healing, and you're starting to truly feel the love and care that your family has for you. Reconciliation, empathy, and love, these energies are beginning to ripple through your life. There is also a possibility that you may be starting to build a family of your own. When interpreted alongside oracle cards such as the House, Rest, and Rejuvenation, this may also point to a period of deep emotional restoration, or to the fact that you are beginning to find a place of peace, an environment that brings you calm and ease. The imagery coming through in this reading is one of you existing in such a space where you can fully relax, where you are free to be your authentic self, and that vision is being clearly expressed through this spread. So it may be that you are gradually choosing this kind of environment for your life, a space that can be called home, not just in a physical sense, but emotionally as well. In addition, another element is becoming increasingly clear, the act of opening your heart. This could be coming from you. You might be slowly opening up to someone, or perhaps someone else is beginning to open up to you. And there is a strong possibility that this is connected to family, to your parents, or to something tied to the idea of home, a place you once belonged to or a place you're now finding your way toward. The message also reveals that something is going to surface, some truth, some feeling, or some story connected to your family, your parents, or your past living environment. And this realization, once it comes to light, will become a kind of key, one that helps unlock something that has long held you back, something that once made it hard for you to move forward. It feels like a transformation is taking place, a shift from feeling stuck and unable to move forward, to stepping into the space where you finally can. All of this is being revealed in today's reading. That concludes the message for those who chose Pile 1. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support it by liking the video. Your encouragement truly is a powerful source of motivation that helps me continue bringing new messages to you. If something in this reading stirred your heart, I would be so grateful if you left a comment or even a small symbol, just something to let me know the message resonated with you. I always look forward to reading your comments, so please don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. I look forward to seeing you again in the next reading. Hello to everyone who chose Pile 2. Thank you for your patience. Now, I'll begin the reading for those of you drawn to this group. May this spread offer you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. The theme today is what is about to become clear. First, let's take a look at your current situation. The card appearing here is the Nine of Cups, supported by Judgment, Temperance, and the Four of Swords. There are also 3 accompanying oracle cards. What stands out is that the Four of Swords also appears in the position reflecting your desires. This suggests that you may currently be longing for rest, or you may be in a situation where you've been forced to pause. Something in your life might have recently come to a standstill, or perhaps you feel that, for the time being, you're unable to move forward. There's also another possible interpretation slightly different from what was mentioned earlier. You might be trying to adapt to a new environment. This could be a new living space, a new workplace, or simply a new emotional or mental state that you're gradually getting accustomed to. You're in the process of adjusting, integrating, and finding your balance in this current situation. This is reflected very clearly through the Temperance card, symbolizing alignment, blending, connection, and the search for equilibrium. At the same time, Judgment speaks of a moment of awakening, a time when you gain profound insight from within, or when you're given the chance to start anew following a period of deep self-reflection. As for the Nine of Cups, the central card in your current position, it suggests that while everything may appear fine on the surface, perhaps even satisfying, deep down, you might be longing for something more. It could be rest, a space for healing, or a pause where you can regenerate and renew your energy. The Four of Swords appears twice, once in your current position and again in the position reflecting your desire, emphasizing the message that what you truly need right now may not be action, but stillness. Sometimes, the most significant step forward isn't about moving ahead, but about allowing yourself to pause, to listen deeply, and to heal. The Oracle cards will further illuminate this meaning, and I'll continue exploring them shortly. The Wish card, also known as the Nine of Cups, has appeared in your present situation, signaling that a certain longing or desire is clearly present within you. At the same time, the Judgment card suggests that you may be in the midst of a personal rebirth, a desire to start over or to begin something anew. Perhaps you are thinking about getting back together with someone, or hoping to restore an old relationship, reconnect, or simply revisit something you once left behind. It's also possible that a new opportunity is presenting itself, and this time, you feel ready to embrace it. An Oracle card bearing the message of breaking down walls has also appeared. This suggests that in your current situation, or within the relationships you're involved in, there may be invisible barriers, limitations, or unresolved tensions that are making things more complicated. However, you are now entering a phase where you genuinely wish to dismantle those walls, to let go, and to choose a new path or direction for yourself. In fact, some of you may have just embarked on a new environment or a new way of life. This could involve moving house, changing jobs, or completely transforming your mindset and lifestyle. Among the Oracle cards, there is also one that carries the message of release, indicating that you may have recently gone through a process of letting go, or are currently in the midst of it, or, at the very least, are beginning to contemplate the need to let go in order to feel lighter and more at peace. This reflects an awakening, just as the Judgment card signifies. You are gradually coming to realize what truly matters and are ready to release what no longer aligns with your path. Next, let us explore the part that speaks to your inner struggles. The cards that appear here include the Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Lovers. Alongside them are three Oracle cards. To begin with, the Seven of Pentacles suggests that you may be feeling weary of having to maintain something. Perhaps it's a job, a relationship, or a prolonged situation that has drained your enthusiasm and motivation. This is the kind of feeling that often surfaces when one senses that the desired outcome has yet to materialize, despite having invested so much time and effort. This detail also closely resonates with the Temperance card that appeared earlier. It indicates that you are trying to maintain balance, attempting to hold something together, yet feeling exhausted from constantly having to be patient and make adjustments. The Three of Cups suggests the presence of a social dynamic or a relationship involving friendship and connection, but it may also be a source of emotional fatigue or confusion. In some cases, it could imply that you are facing multiple options, caught in a love triangle, or navigating a complex emotional situation that leaves you feeling conflicted. The Lovers card also represents the theme of choice, not only choosing a person, but choosing values, choosing a path. This implies that your current struggle goes beyond relationships. It touches on deeper questions such as, am I on the right path? Or, is what I'm holding on to still true to my heart? It seems that you might be asking yourself, if I continue like this, what will the future hold? Or perhaps you're beginning to feel that everything is becoming monotonous and repetitive, a sense of stagnation, with nothing new or exciting on the horizon. In some cases, this feeling of boredom may be coming from within you. But in others, you might be sensing that someone else, such as your partner or a significant person in your life, is beginning to feel weary or disinterested. For example, in a romantic relationship or marriage, you may be quietly worrying whether your partner has grown tired of the connection. Though this is just one example, it reflects the kind of energy that is present in this reading, a vague unease, a subtle anxiety about the value and vitality of your current relationship. Looking at the cards as a whole, the prevailing feeling is one of dullness, a lack of enthusiasm, and diminished excitement. This suggests that you may be standing at a crossroads, uncertain whether you should continue as things are, or if it's time to start something anew, perhaps to revisit and retry something you once left unfinished. There is also another possibility emerging. You may be wanting two things at once, both of which are important to you, but deep down, you understand that in order to have one, you may have to let go of the other. This creates an inner conflict, making it difficult for you to reach a decision. Overall, it can be said that you are quite aware of what's happening. You've already come to recognize your own dilemma, that you are standing between choices, to continue or to walk away, to revisit something from the past or to open yourself to an entirely new direction. This is a time of deep contemplation, and your heart is speaking to you clearly. In addition, because this is a reading for someone in love, there is also the possibility that you're feeling anxious about your romantic partnership. The appearance of several cups cards suggests that you may not be feeling joyful or fulfilled in the relationship. You may be unable to truly enjoy it, or perhaps you're burdened by a heavy responsibility, such as a promise you've made that now feels difficult to uphold. It could also be that you're struggling to understand what your partner is really thinking, as if there's a veil of ambiguity between you that prevents you from fully grasping their intentions. When it comes to your partnership, it seems that deep down, you are yearning for a sense of ease and lightness, for more comfort and emotional freedom. There's a feeling that you want to grow, to further develop yourself, and to move toward a better, more refined version of who you are. The oracle card of waiting that appears here may signify a pause, a moment of stillness or delay that has taken place. The Four of Swords also makes an appearance, a card that represents rest, retreat, and the need to pause for recovery. It's possible that you're in a situation where you've been forced to stop, or you may feel restrained, unable to fully focus on the things you truly wish to devote your time and energy to. Perhaps there is a plan you've been nurturing that requires time to unfold, but the current circumstances aren't allowing you the space to pursue it as you had hoped. It feels as though you're being rushed, pushed to move faster than you're ready for, without the room to do things in your own way. Next, when looking into the subconscious realm, a clear message emerges. You may be lying to yourself about your own emotions. On a deeper level, you're beginning to recognize this truth. You feel it, even if only faintly. It's possible that, at present, you are not living in alignment with your true self, not fully expressing your authentic nature or heartfelt desires. As previously mentioned, there's a sense that you've been denying your true feelings, trying to suppress or ignore what you genuinely feel. This theme is strongly present throughout the reading. The cards that appear here are the Two of Cups, Page of Swords, and Six of Swords, accompanied by 3 oracle cards. When both the Two of Cups and the Lover show up in the same reading, it often points to the significant role that a romantic or close partnership is playing in your emotional world. However, if this interpretation doesn't resonate with your current circumstances, then the core issue may lie in your indecision. Perhaps you're uncertain about what to choose, or feeling lost as you try to determine what truly aligns with who you are. In that case, you might be standing in the midst of multiple options, unsure of which path is the right one. The card suggests that you're not only navigating emotional complexity, but also wrestling with questions about direction, identity, and truth. Deep within your subconscious, it seems that you may be feeling a sense of loneliness, or there may be an inner prompting that it's time to distance yourself from something. An oracle card appears here with a message that it is time to take action, but not for anyone else's sake. This time, the action must be for you. There may be a growing urge within you to do something, to move, to begin making a change. The desire to act, to shift, is rising strongly from within. Some of you might currently be in a state of emotional self-protection, withdrawing because you don't yet feel ready, or because of past wounds that haven't fully healed. And yet, despite this guardedness, there is a powerful longing inside you to break free from that state, to move forward, to step out from behind the walls you've built. Next, we come to the realm of your desires and aspirations in the present moment. The cards that appear here include the Four of Swords, reappearing from earlier, along with the Queen of Pentacles, the Yes card from the Wands deck, and another oracle card. Looking at this combination, it becomes clear that you have a strong yearning to begin something new. There's a powerful desire to initiate, to start fresh, or perhaps to reignite a passion that once burned brightly but has since faded with time. You may be longing to reconnect with your own sense of passion, or possibly with someone significant who once stirred something deep within you. This is a quiet ember glowing inside you, yearning to be kindled once again. Additionally, one thing that comes through quite clearly is your deep desire for strength, not just physical strength, but inner strength as well. You are longing for the fortitude to overcome, to shift and transform your current circumstances. A card representing healing also appears in this spread, highlighting your longing to mend, to repair what has been broken. Perhaps you wish to restore a relationship, revisit a situation, or start something over from the very beginning. There is something within you that wants to be recreated, to be reborn anew. Looking at 2 more cards, there is a strong sense that you are yearning to break free, to rise up once again. It feels as though something within you is awakening, a desire to break out of your current limitations, to challenge yourself, and to once more reach for something higher and more expansive. The imagery evokes flight, soaring into the sky, unbound, full of aspiration, as if you are seeking an opportunity to test your wings, to stretch beyond the confines of what you've known. In addition, it seems that you may also be growing weary of the constant worries that have been weighing on you, and you long to be free of them. The next 2 cards reflect this, possibly pointing to anxieties related to finances, material security, or the pressures of daily life. It appears you have been enduring for a long time, patiently working, building, and accumulating through sheer perseverance. But with that effort has come great endurance and quiet sacrifice. And now it feels as though you've reached a threshold. You no longer want to keep carrying the weight, no longer wish to force yourself to bear it all. Another card also reveals that you are yearning to know the answer, perhaps a certain truth, a resolution to what has been troubling you. The desire for clarity, for understanding something deeply, is now one of the most profound longings within you. Next, I will look into what will soon become clear to you. The tarot cards drawn include the Hermit, the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Princess of Pentacles, and an additional card, the Phoenix. First and foremost, there is a message that you will soon discover the right way or an appropriate method. You may have previously felt uncertain about what to do, or directionless about which path to take, but in the coming time, you will find the right path, a fitting approach to solve your current issue. The appearance of the Hermit card here also suggests that you will uncover the answer. It might be a profound truth or a long-sought conclusion that resides within you, and at last, you will reach it. The 3 of Wands signals that your perspective is expanding. You're beginning to see the broader picture, and this helps you step into a more confident mindset when making decisions about your next moves. You're no longer stuck in a narrow view. Instead, you're envisioning possibilities and preparing for what lies ahead. The Ace of Wands brings a burst of new energy, passion, and motivation. It shows that once things become clearer, you'll be filled with inspiration and a strong drive to begin something new. This could be a creative project, a bold idea, or an exciting opportunity that reignites your inner fire. The Princess of Pentacles indicates that you'll be willing to commit to learning and nurturing something meaningful. You'll likely take a practical, grounded approach to this new beginning, laying steady foundations and being open to growth and development. It's a card of patience, study, and gentle determination. Finally, the Phoenix card carries a powerful message of transformation and rebirth. Something within you is being renewed. Maybe it's your sense of purpose, your confidence, or your understanding of who you are. Like the phoenix rising from the ashes, you're stepping into a phase where you emerge stronger, clearer, and more in tune with your true essence. In addition, you will overcome the state of stagnation or crisis, a phase where you may have felt stuck, unable to move forward. The cards here suggest that you will break free from that condition. The energy around you will begin to shift and flow again. At the same time, a new idea will come to you, perhaps a spark of creative inspiration or a breakthrough thought that opens up a new path ahead. There is also a message that the predictions, intuitions, or earlier insights you have will prove to be accurate, as though something you sense within will come to pass. There is something you once felt quite certain about, and then it actually unfolds, giving you a sense of confirmation and a deeper trust in your own intuition. Another striking point is that you will take a significant step ahead of those around you. This could manifest in your career, in your personal growth path, or in a certain developmental process. You will move forward while others may still be trying to find their way. It is a clear sign that the difficult phase you've been going through is gradually coming to an end. And if, in recent times, you felt constrained by obligations, responsibilities, or duties that you didn't truly resonate with, then you will soon begin to break free from them. There will be a shift that allows you to stop forcing yourself to do things that don't align with who you really are. This ties deeply into the theme of independence and self-sovereignty. You are entering a phase where you can live and act for yourself, guided by your true will and authentic values. As you attain a sense of independence, the things you once felt obligated to do will no longer feel necessary. The circumstances will shift in a way that frees you from having to carry burdens that were never truly yours, or from being bound by responsibilities that don't align with your path. Alongside this, the message also reveals that if you choose to step into the battle, to face something directly, you will emerge victorious. Everything will become clearly defined, with no more ambiguity, and from that clarity, your mind will experience a profound sense of ease and release. There is also a sense of brightness and comfort arising, as if the things that once caused you restlessness or internal struggle will no longer weigh on your heart. A sense of lightness, emotional freedom, and freshness is drawing near. You'll regain the brightness within you, reclaim your positive energy, and feel as if you've been liberated from invisible pressures that had been holding you down. Moreover, when looking at the next two cards, there is yet another affirmation that you'll find the answer you've been searching for all this time. And not only will you find it, but there will also be someone who brings that answer to you. Whether it's the Hermit or the Phoenix, both carry the archetype of a guide, a mentor. This suggests that you are likely to encounter someone who plays the role of a wayshower, someone who will illuminate what you're still unsure about and help you discover what you've been trying to understand. In the cards, the image of you as someone constantly searching for something comes through with striking clarity, as if you've spent a long stretch of time asking, why, how, where's the way out? And the message being delivered now is this: that foggy period is coming to an end. You will no longer be in a state of not knowing, not seeing, or not understanding, because the answer will come, and there will be someone who brings you that light, someone you can trust, someone you can lean on to reach the clarity you've been yearning for within. And as we move into the oracle cards, once again, the message given by the tarot is powerfully reinforced. There is a deeply resonant synchronicity here, as though everything is aligning to say, at last, something will open. A door, a path, a realization, or even a new opportunity will truly begin to unfold before you. All that was once sealed off, all that once made you feel held back or trapped, is now slowly shifting, unveiling itself, and inviting you into a gentler, more hopeful journey ahead. For example, if there was once a door you longed to step through, now is the moment that very door begins to open. This image carries a very clear meaning. Not only is the door opening, but you now realize that you are entirely capable of walking through it, of moving toward the place you once deeply yearned for. From this card, there's also a sense that you've been carrying something from the past into the present, something tied to karmic release, or to ending a cycle of negative patterns that had clung to you for some time. The message here is that you will come to understand. It is your own hands that hold the power to create major change in your life. And in truth, you're already beginning to do just that. At the same time, there is a restoration of inner strength. You will gradually reclaim the original power that has always existed within you. It feels as though you are on a journey of returning to your true self, the one who was once strong, once confident, but may have been weighed down by the burdens of responsibility for far too long. As mentioned earlier, you will come to know that you are entirely capable of letting go of responsibilities that no longer align with who you are. These burdens may have stemmed from past relationships, or even from karmic ties carried over from a previous life. But regardless of their origin, the present moment marks a time when you are ready, or soon will be ready, to move beyond them and liberate yourself. This readiness is not only spiritual but also physical. Everything is gradually being prepared and aligned so that you can step onto a new path with stability and confidence. A powerful message conveyed by the cards is the sense that you are being protected. And not only protected, but also clearly guided in a particular direction, as if a source of energy or a higher force is gently showing you, this is the path meant for you. And you are beginning to develop the ability to recognize and choose that path. This card also speaks to intuition, and it's strongly felt here that you are learning to fully trust your own inner guidance. Everything unfolding now points toward one core truth. You are about to begin a new chapter. A fresh start, a marked starting line has just been drawn. A place where you, with your true strength, guided support, and thorough preparation, will be ready to step forward and live the life you've always been seeking. The Ace of Wands, which appeared earlier in a previous video, shows up again here with a clear message of initiation. The theme of starting a new journey is being powerfully emphasized. And if we revisit the earlier mention of partnership, this may be closely tied to unresolved issues from the past that you've previously experienced. Perhaps you have been caught in a repetitive cycle, unable to break free from a pattern of events that continually pulled you back. But now, you are finally stepping out of that place. Next come the Lenormand cards. The ones revealed include the Mountain, a symbol of the presence of another person or external influence; the clover, representing luck or fortunate opportunities; the whip, pointing to conflict or tension; the birds, often referring to news, communication, or conversation; and the child, a sign of something new or a beginning. From these cards, the theme of a new beginning is once again affirmed. You are about to start something fresh, and what's most important is the realization that you are fully capable of doing so. Even if you currently feel uncertain about material conditions, finances, or your living situation, there's already been a message confirming that everything is gradually being arranged and brought into balance. A phase is approaching where all the necessary conditions will be fulfilled, allowing you to move forward without the weight of past worries. With the presence of the Three of Wands and the Bird's card from the Lenormand deck, there is a clear sense of movement ahead. This shift could manifest as a physical relocation, such as moving house or changing environments, but it may also reflect a deeper transformation within, a shift in mindset or inner orientation. Things you once believed you couldn't overcome, whether limitations, obstacles, or deeply rooted beliefs, are now beginning to dissolve. Perhaps in the past you felt those possibilities were beyond your reach, or simply not meant for you. But now, you are no longer alone. Someone will offer you wisdom, the necessary guidance. The right signs and insights will arrive at just the right moment, and you will no longer be stuck in outdated patterns or constrained by what once held you back. That guidance, whether it comes from a specific person or from a higher source of energy, is now clearly present in your journey. This is a moment when doors truly begin to open. You are not only being encouraged to take action, but you are also being supported so that each step you take can unfold smoothly and in the right direction. From this passage, it's also evident that you will encounter someone who brings a positive influence into your life, someone who will reveal beautiful things to you, someone who may teach you something of great value. And just beyond that mountain, that is, once you overcome your current challenge, a meaningful encounter awaits you. The dominant feeling here is that you are about to enter a refreshed state of mind, a renewed spirit from which to begin again, to embark on a new journey with a lighter heart and a clearer purpose. Additionally, for some people, the message speaks to stepping into the role of a teacher or guide. You might find yourself guiding a child in some way, or perhaps coming to understand something that you were unable to grasp during your own childhood, something you may have been forced to accept at the time, but now you realize you no longer need to carry that burden. The message here is that you are not meant to endure or bear that weight forever. Not everyone may resonate with this directly, but for you, childhood, or the symbol of the child, is a key element. By reconnecting with memories, experiences, or anything related to children, you may come to a profound realization. As mentioned earlier, this could be the process of healing your inner child, a deep emotional and spiritual restoration of the child within you. This healing is not superficial. It will take place on a deeply transformative level. When karmic issues are resolved, you'll be able to receive a new source of strength. A powerful force, likely the kind of strength that allows you to support and uplift others, or the courage to walk your own path with confidence. You will truly hold that power in your hands. This is what the reading wishes to convey, that you will gain a profound strength, born from your own inner transformation and healing. That concludes the reading for those who chose Pile 2. If you enjoyed this message, don't forget to click like and subscribe to support the channel. Your encouragement is a tremendous motivation for me to continue bringing meaningful readings to you. If any part of today's message touched your heart, feel free to leave a comment or even just a small symbol to let me know it truly resonated with you. I deeply appreciate every share and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. I'll see you again in the next reading. Hello to those who chose Pile 3. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who selected the third pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. With the theme "What is about to be revealed," the first thing I sense clearly when looking at your current situation is that you seem to be in a state of waiting. It feels as though you're anticipating something to happen. However, the notable point is that you are already prepared. You've done the work, you're ready, and now you're simply waiting for the right moment to step into the place where you are meant to be. You could take that step at any time, and yet, something is holding you back. It's as if you're waiting for a signal, an action, or some kind of shift from the other person involved. What stands out most in this reading is the presence of the King of Pentacles, a card that appears in every position. This indicates that the figure represented by the King of Pentacles is having a significant impact on you, both consciously and subconsciously. Your attention, your energy, is intensely focused on this person. It's important to note that you are not the one embodying the King of Pentacles in this case. It represents someone else, a specific individual. This is conveyed very clearly in the spread. It seems that you are waiting for this person to make a move, or perhaps hoping for a shift in their feelings. The Page of Wands has also appeared. This indicates that you are currently standing at an important crossroads. Interpreting your present emotions isn't easy, because you seem to be caught between two opposing desires. Part of you wants to let go, while another part wants to continue waiting. This inner conflict is creating a sense of emotional complexity and tension within you. Additionally, two Hanged Man cards have shown up in the reading, accompanied by the Justice card. This combination may suggest that the person you're focused on is currently bound by some kind of structure, principle, or rule. This doesn't necessarily imply a romantic relationship. This person could be a superior, someone with authority, or a significant role in your life. In this reading, their presence comes through very clearly as a key figure who is deeply influencing your emotional state and the decisions you are trying to make. And perhaps, among those of you who chose Pile 3, there are some who are facing a complicated relationship, one filled with entanglements that leave you feeling conflicted and uncertain. You might be waiting for the day when your feelings are reciprocated, or hoping for a moment when everything changes, when things become clear and the emotional weight is finally lifted. At the same time, as previously mentioned, you may also be contemplating the idea of walking away, of letting go of this connection. Your mind seems to be standing at the threshold of a decision, whether to continue or to stop, and this indecision is the most prominent energy present in your current situation. If none of this resonates with you at all, it might be worth exploring another pile that aligns more closely with your energy. Next, we move into the part of the reading that reveals your inner worries and concerns. The cards drawn here include the Five of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Alongside them is an oracle card that carries a message about belonging, connection to a community or organization. From this, it becomes clear that you're carrying concerns related to a relationship within a group, an organization, or a specific environment, such as your workplace, company, family, or a community to which you belong. Something seems to be holding you back. You want to take action, to make a change, but it's not so easy to do so. The obstacle may not entirely come from external circumstances. It could also be the internal tug-of-war happening within your own heart and mind. In addition, you may have a tendency to dwell on the past. You often find yourself reminiscing about the days when everything felt so much better. And then you ask, why did things turn out this way? Why did everything have to change so much? These thoughts keep you anchored in the past, making it difficult to turn and move forward. You may be struggling to let go and move on because the memories remain vivid and the emotions have not yet been released. This is one of the key insights that comes through clearly in the cards reflecting your current worries and inner conflict. It's also possible that some of you are grappling with feelings related to losing something, or perhaps even taking something from someone else. This could manifest as a sense of being robbed or having to take something by force, a deep-seated worry about loss or deprivation. The appearance of the Recovery card suggests that what you are truly longing for might be the return of peace and balance in your life. Alternatively, interpreting the cards from a different angle, it's also possible that you're being affected by the presence of a superior, someone in a position of authority, and that this influence is wearing you down physically and emotionally. This figure doesn't have to be a literal superior. It could be someone close to you who is symbolized by the King of Pentacles, a person whose presence has a significant impact on your emotional and mental state. And with the Hanged Man showing up in the reading, it suggests that you might currently feel suspended or powerless in relation to this King of Pentacles figure. Alternatively, it could indicate that you feel stuck or trapped in your current relationship, much like the energy portrayed by the Hanged Man itself. What stands out is that the Hanged Man card has appeared once again in the supplementary position associated with the Justice card, representing subconscious emotions. When viewed from this perspective, one prominent keyword that emerges is divorce. It's possible that the themes of marriage, either commitment or separation, are central to your current situation. This is something that clearly surfaces throughout the reading. There seem to be multiple ways to interpret this spread. You may be feeling restricted or uncomfortable within a certain framework, as if you long to break free from it. Alternatively, it could be that the King of Pentacles figure is creating a sense of entrapment, making you feel unable to act or move forward. Perhaps you're struggling because things aren't progressing the way you had hoped, or because a particular relationship isn't moving to the next level. In this context, recovery seems to be one of the most vital needs for you right now. There are quite a few potential interpretations branching from here, each highlighting different nuances of your current emotional landscape. Therefore, for those who are following this reading, take what resonates and adjust it to your own unique circumstances. However, the most important point here lies in the King of Pentacles card. This card has appeared consistently throughout, in the section about your current situation, in your inner conflict, in your subconscious thoughts, and even in your deepest wishes. Its presence across all of these positions clearly carries a special significance. It represents the core issue that you are experiencing, a source of anxiety, or a sense of being stuck. Next is the section about unconscious thoughts. The cards that appeared here are King of Pentacles, Justice, with the Hanged Man as the clarifier, along with the Moon card. Accompanying these are 3 oracle cards. From this, we can see that, at a subconscious level, you are yearning for a state of peace, a release from worry and instability. In other words, your subconscious is expressing that you've been in a prolonged state of anxiety, unease, and emotional volatility, and what you deeply long for is to be freed from these internal burdens. You might also be asking yourself whether you can truly carry on, whether things can be sustained over the long run, and that's exactly where the seed of anxiety begins to grow. Worries like, can I really do this? Or, am I able to continue this journey? Are lingering clearly in your mind. In addition, one of the oracle cards brings a message about nurturing prosperity. This could be the root of your inner conflict. You may be wondering if you are capable of nurturing something into growth. Can the seed you've planted truly sprout and bloom? Are you capable of caring for, supporting, and developing it? Or perhaps you're questioning whether everything you've been striving for is actually growing and progressing. The Moon card also represents uncertainty and anxiety, which means this emotional state might currently be dominating your mental landscape. Even your subconscious has picked up on it, that you are carrying a nameless fear about the future, a vague but persistent sense of dread. So here, it is evident that there is an emotion revolving around whether you can continue or not, or even a sense that you no longer want to keep going. That is expressed very clearly. When justice is combined with the Hanged Man, as previously mentioned, matters related to marriage or divorce may be having a significant impact on you at this time. It could also be that you're in an ambiguous, undefined relationship, and this state of uncertainty has been dragging on for a while. This very ambiguity is causing deep insecurity within you. Furthermore, as was mentioned earlier, the past is making its presence felt again. There's a possibility that emotions, memories, or wounds from the past are still lingering and continuing to influence you up to now. That is something you are deeply sensing at this moment. Next, we move on to the current desires, the things you are longing for, craving right now. The cards that appeared are Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles. Alongside them are 4 oracle cards. From this spread, it is strongly felt that what you truly desire is clarity. You may be in a state of inner conflict, wondering, what do I really want? Or perhaps you feel as though you no longer understand yourself. It's also possible that the confusion lies with the other person. You're unsure of who they truly are, and that uncertainty is leaving you feeling lost. Therefore, the most prominent yearning within you right now is for clarity, clarity of emotions, clarity in the relationship, and clarity about the path ahead. This is clearly reflected through the cards that have appeared. In addition, looking at this part of the spread alone, it seems that you are leaning towards something new. Rather than continuing with what has been familiar up to now, you appear to feel more drawn to the excitement of newness, to a fresh beginning. There may be a desire within you to choose a new path, to head in a different direction altogether. The Page of Swords also clearly reflects the feeling that you want things to be resolved quickly. You want everything to come into the light, to be clarified and transparent. This suggests that something in your life may currently be dragging on in a prolonged, unresolved way, and it's causing you exhaustion. You're yearning to break free from it as soon as possible. At the same time, the appearance of the 7 of Pentacles reveals a sense of dissatisfaction with what you've received in return for all that you've given. Perhaps you've invested a great deal, whether in terms of time, emotion, or effort, yet the outcomes have fallen short of your expectations. Or perhaps you feel that you've received nothing of true value in return for all that you've offered. If that resonates with you, then it may be that your deepest desire right now is to be compensated fairly, to be acknowledged, to be repaid in a way that feels just and deserved. And of course, not everyone may feel this resonates with them, but there may still be those who sense that they've been shortchanged in some way, that something has been lost or taken from them, and that they are now carrying a feeling of having been deprived or left behind. This is also a very present aspect of your current desires. It may be that you're wishing to reclaim something that was lost, or perhaps you're longing to fill a certain void within your soul. The card of sowing seeds also appears here, an image symbolic of beginnings, of preparation for something new. This closely aligns with the message of the preparation card. From this, it can be felt that you may be ready to step into the next phase, eager to move forward toward what lies ahead. If that is indeed the case, then the Hanged Man card carries an even deeper layer of meaning. You may be bound to something for far too long, or perhaps you are still holding on to something that you're no longer truly certain you want. It's possible that you are caught in an inner tug-of-war between continuing and letting go. The Sowing Seeds card, as well as the Nurturing card, clearly reflect a desire for something solid and tangible. You long for something certain, something no longer shrouded in ambiguity. This is the very essence of what your current yearning seems to be expressing. Additionally, the card Gift Exchange appears, a card that symbolizes fair exchange and balance in relationships. This suggests that there may be an imbalance currently present in your life or within a specific relationship. It could be an imbalance in the act of giving and receiving. Perhaps you have been giving too much without being met with an equal return. Or it may be that you're witnessing someone, whether it's yourself or another, continuing to give without any response in return. And if that truly is the case, then perhaps the deeper desire within you is for that cycle to come to an end. You want a fair exchange, a balanced flow, where what you give will, in time, return to you. Not only emotionally, but in terms of value, effort, and sincerity. This is the message that the spread is gently yet powerfully conveying to you. Now, moving on to the next part. What is about to become clear? The tarot cards that have appeared are Seven of Wands, with the clarifying card Six of Cups, followed by Seven of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Queen of Wands. From this spread, a strong message emerges. You'll soon attain what you have long yearned for, something you have deeply desired, and that will become clear before your eyes. This is the result of your relentless efforts, of the perseverance you've maintained over a long period of time, of the pain you've endured. All of these things, which perhaps you once thought would never be acknowledged or rewarded, are now beginning to bear fruit. You will come to realize that, at last, the moment has arrived, the moment when your dedication is honored in a way that feels truly deserved. The appearance of the Judgment card also carries a deeply meaningful message, one of resurrection, return, or rebirth. This could signify that something which once left you, a feeling, a person, an opportunity, is now on the verge of returning. It might be your heart reawakening to something that once stirred it, or an old emotion resurfacing, or even a relationship that once seemed finished now being given a second chance. Whatever it may be, this is a sign of something coming back into your life, and you will soon see it with clarity. Moreover, as previously mentioned, the things you once quietly worked for, no matter how long it's been, no matter how exhausted you felt, are now beginning to bear fruit. This spread once again affirms that truth. Your perseverance will not be in vain. The Queen of Wands indicates that you are stepping into a phase of greater strength and confidence. You will become the one who takes initiative, the one who leads, the one who knows exactly what she wants and has the courage to pursue it. This is a time of radiance, of reclaiming your worth after a long journey of waiting and sacrifice. This reading also conveys a very clear message. You will be rewarded in a way that feels truly deserved. You will feel, perhaps for the first time in a long while, that it was worth waiting this long, that your decision to persist, to hold on, to give your all, was absolutely the right one. Everything you endured, all the patience, the quiet endurance, the unwavering determination, none of it has been wasted. Now you will begin to feel that you are finally harvesting the sweet fruits, the outcomes that you are genuinely worthy of after all those days and months gone by. Additionally, 2 cards in this spread offer another profound message. Something you once kept hidden, something you didn't dare to express, may now be brought to light, spoken aloud, and lived authentically. Perhaps there was a truth you once concealed, or an emotion or situation you felt unable to share, but in the days ahead, that weight of secrecy will begin to lift. There will be a sense of relief that comes with revealing, with being acknowledged, with being able to live as your truest self. There is also a message of emotional clarity, that you will receive affection, care, and love in a way that is more defined, more openly expressed, no longer clouded in ambiguity. It may come as emotional acceptance from someone else, or perhaps it is you who is beginning to open up, allowing yourself to fully receive love. There is also a shift occurring in the way others respond to you. This may be someone's reaction toward you personally, or it could involve a particular relationship between you and someone else. This change might lead you to realize, Things are different now. The way people see you, or the way they perceive the connection you're in, is beginning to shift in a more positive direction. The final message is one of reception, recognition, and acceptance drawing near. You may find yourself in a space where you are accepted by others, or where you are finally ready to receive something you weren't prepared to accept before. A door is opening, not just outwardly, but also within you. Moreover, as previously mentioned, you are about to step into the light, or perhaps reveal something that you were unable to before, and this will become unmistakably clear to you. There is no longer a need to hide, no longer a need to cover up. You are now ready to express yourself truthfully and powerfully. On another level, this card also brings the sense that those who once opposed you may begin to support you, or you may find yourself being welcomed, celebrated, and even congratulated. The things that once made you feel isolated or rejected could now become sources of motivation, or even turn into external validation and support. There is also a very strong message that you will no longer feel cornered. The sense of being forced or pressured is lifting. This is the moment when you will be able to breathe a sigh of relief, as the change will be tangible and present. The Queen of Wands appearing here serves as a confirmation that you are in an active, empowered state, claiming what you desire and manifesting your deepest aspirations. Next, the Oracle cards also bring forth powerful messages. First, you will come to recognize something unshakable, something solid and unwavering that you intuitively know to be true. It could be a feeling, a belief, or a relationship, and you'll realize that it is genuinely stable and truly trustworthy. Another card speaks of living in alignment with your truth, being honest with yourself. You are entering a phase where you no longer need to lie to others, and more importantly, you no longer deceive yourself. There's no need to hide, no need to twist yourself to please anyone. You are free to be exactly who you are. At the same time, the message suggests that something you've long wanted to understand, something you've deeply sought clarity about, is about to come into the light. You will receive a clear answer. The truth will be revealed, or the insight you've been searching for will finally arrive. Finally, a very gentle energy emerges. You'll be able to receive something with a sincere heart, becoming more open to accepting or being accepted by others. It could be love, support, or an opportunity. What matters is that you are now in a state of readiness to receive and to be received. And this marks a profound transformation within your soul. The things you once believed were impossible, or that used to feel incredibly difficult, you will now find yourself capable of doing. This may be closely tied to stepping into the light, expressing yourself, or letting others see who you truly are. These experiences may be deeply interconnected, the act of revealing yourself, being seen, being heard, and you are now beginning to enter that phase. Alongside this, two very significant cards have appeared: release and forgiveness. The feelings of guilt that you've carried for a long time, or the emotions tied to being unable to forgive someone, may have been things you held on to very tightly. These could have been directed inward, causing you to blame yourself, to withhold forgiveness from your own heart. Or perhaps they were feelings projected outward, toward those who hurt you or let you down. But now, those emotions are ready to be released. You are gradually stepping into a space where you can let go, where you can feel lighter, where you can finally lay down the burdens you once thought you could never put down. And because you are in such an inner state, you are now able to forgive, whether it's forgiving yourself or someone else, and as a result, you can truly move forward. The things that once held you back, the pain that once tormented you, will no longer have power over you. This is a clear sign that you are undergoing a deep transformation, truly healing from within. Alongside this, the theme of balance also stands out strongly. You will gradually recognize something steadfast, something that no longer wavers, and you'll begin to clearly feel that you are holding onto something solid, something unshakable. This will become increasingly evident to you. Moreover, with the presence of the Goddess card as well as the Queen of Wands, it is unmistakably shown that you are someone special in the eyes of another, or in a particular situation. You are not just an ordinary presence. You are someone unique, someone who deserves to be acknowledged. And you will come to see this more clearly. This recognition may come from a specific person, or it may arise from within yourself, when you realize that your worth is something no one else can replace. This is also deeply connected to the unshakable energy mentioned earlier. When you recognize your worth and your unique place in this world, you are no longer easily swayed by external circumstances. Furthermore, the message of no longer needing to hide anything is being echoed here. It's as though you've reached a place where you don't need to lie, don't need to conceal anything. You can live authentically, be truthful with yourself and with others, and let go of unnecessary secrets or facades. You are allowed to choose a way of living that is free, open, and honest, and you will soon realize that such a life is completely within reach. One more thing. Though it may not be the main meaning of this card, the imagery comes through very clearly. You are finally able to open your arms and receive. To welcome in that which you have longed for, yearned for, all this time. What once felt so distant, almost unreachable, is now right in front of you, and you are ready to embrace it fully. And then come the Lenormand cards. This time, the cards drawn are bouquet, garden, clouds, birds, followed by key and tree. From this, the first thing that becomes clear is that you will receive blessings or well wishes from those around you. There is also a message about something being revealed, brought into the open, something that will no longer be hidden but instead expressed outwardly. In addition, there is a sense of a very faded connection, a relationship with depth and emotional roots that reach back into the past. Your awareness of this bond leads to the appearance of the key card, which can be interpreted as a mystery finally being resolved. As if something will suddenly make sense to you, as if you will understand why this connection has never truly been severed, or why it has always lingered somewhere deep within your heart. It may come with a sense of, so that's what it was, something that brings you deep understanding, a moment of realization that allows you to truly feel the connection rooted in the past and how it continues to shape your present. It can also be interpreted as something being unraveled or resolved through conversation and sharing. And this doesn't necessarily mean you must speak directly with the person involved. It might come from overhearing someone mention something related, or learning something through another person's story. That one piece of information could end up being the key to unlocking and resolving a situation in your life. Moreover, even if you're currently feeling somewhat unsettled or uncertain, there are signs that things are gradually becoming more stable and grounded. Whether this pertains to a relationship or another area of your life, the process of steady growth and maturation is already underway. As has been emphasized many times before, what truly matters here is the presence of something unwavering, something that will not be shaken or moved. The tree card also carries a message that echoes what has come before. It symbolizes firm rooting and steady growth in the place where you are. Regardless of the circumstances, what you are nurturing will continue to grow with resilience and strength. In the context of relationships, this can be understood as a bond that cannot be severed, a connection of living and growing together over time, walking side by side. When the Six of Cups appears, it depicts the image of someone offering a bouquet of flowers, and this serves as a sign that a gift is on its way to you. You are about to receive something. It is a gift, a reward for the persistence and effort you've poured into your journey thus far. Everything you have worked so hard for has not been in vain. The universe is preparing to offer you a well-deserved return. I'll wrap up the reading for those of you who chose pile 3 here. If what I've shared has offered you some helpful insights, or if you simply found it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to support me. Thank you so much for staying with me all the way until the end of the video. Wishing you a peaceful and lucky day ahead. I'll see you again in the next readings.